It's the new year, and we're almost 2 weeks into these statue countdowns. Today is the most anticipated custom statues coming in 2024. And I know you're probably tired of it. I mean, 2 weeks of countdowns. I mean, you should feel bad for my wife. She's had to be with me 20 years. Hey, my name is Mr. X. Welcome to the Extreme Channel. We are giving away $1,000 statues to you guys. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Hey, thank you for tuning in this new year 2024. We have one more countdown 2 days from now, but today we're going to do another countdown just like we've been doing for the last few weeks throughout the holidays. So today is going to be very similar to this video right here. So here we counted down the best custom statues of 2023. Now I have a bunch coming in 2024 already ordered, so we're going to count those down from my least anticipated to my most. Now we're not going to cover every statue, we're just going to pick about 10. I gotta tell you, my list is really dwindling to the point if a bunch of these statues come in 2023 with how little I've been buying, this may be the last year we ever do the most anticipated statues. Or I'll have to come up with some type of variation. That's of course if we're still around in 2024. I mean, for all I know, we're going to be speaking Chinese and serving robots. So today is about custom statues. These are private unlicensed commissions. The people who own the intellectual property, whether it's Marvel or DC or whatever, did not sign off on these. They don't know about them. They did not approve them. Now, 2 days ago, we actually did licensed statues. So those are ones that are approved, and we did the top 10 of those, so make sure to check that out. All right, so the first few on our list are going to be a little bit wonky. Yeah, you know, wonky is something like 60-year-old people use, but it's kind of fun to say. Wonky. Wonky? Yeah. So my first two, they're not honorable mentions, they're mentions. The reason why they're mentions is I'm very nervous about these pieces for a number of reasons. I'm very nervous of what they look like. I'm very nervous that they'll actually be delivered. First one, you've seen me talking about for a while. It's this Black Surfer. This was one of my most anticipated statues, and then the commissioner became very silent. He rarely responds, and the delays have been atrocious with no pictures and really no explanations. So very worried about this. Although at once it was one of my most anticipated, now I just hope that it comes in. I have it paid in full, and it was supposed to ship in October of 23, and here we are with no word. Next one kind of similar. Really excited about the render of this piece. This is a knoll, custom knoll piece. It's going to be huge. Even though it's 1/4 scale, it's like the size of a 1/3 scale. The reason I'm worried about this, again, communication hasn't been the best. I think this is the only project they've done. And I saw the paint apps of the prototype. It wasn't very good compared to the render. So very worried about this piece, but I did want to mention it. Now we'll dive into the top 10, and one of them is wonky, and it's number 10. And it's not wonky because I'm worried about the statue at all. It's just I don't know when it's going to arrive. It will probably arrive before this video launches. So I don't know if it fell into 2023, but it's this custom Venom. I've been talking about it for a while, but the day I'm filming this, I actually have DHL tracking. Now, I don't know if the video launched in 2023. I don't think it did. If not, it'll actually be the video probably in about 4 days from now. And I'm really excited to get it. It could be one of the best Venom statues ever. So a good reason to make sure you've not only liked this video, but you sub to the channel and hit the bell notification, so all these statues I'm talking about, including that Venom, you will actually get to see. Number 9 is one I've been talking about for a while as well. It was supposed to ship at the end of 23, few delays. It's a custom Bane diorama. So it has Poison Ivy, as you can see, as well as Harley Quinn. These are all 1/4 scale. I've sold all my 1/4 scale Poison Ivy, Harley, Bane in anticipation of this one. In fact, my 1/4 scale DC collection I was tempted to get rid of, other than this and one other one that's coming in on the list. That's why I'm keeping it. Looks absolutely amazing. And I've seen the painted ones of this. They look just as good as the render. Super stoked. 8 is a life-size piece. Yoda. I have this Yoda coming in. So this is from Revenge of the Sith. He has so many different switch outs. It's nuts. And they were offering it in every single scale almost. I said, you know what? Go life-size, go all the way. You have a life-size Han Solo and Carbonate, as well as the life-size MCU stuff. So get this. I think I'm going to be super pleased because the producer makes great stuff. Number 7 is a diorama as well. So this is Colossus vs. Juggernaut. If you recall, I started selling some of my X-Men pieces behind me. You'll see in a second. However, it's in anticipation of this diorama. Should be shipping in Q1 2024. In fact, a lot of these should be shipping really early in the year. So again, if you want to see these close up, make sure you sub to the channel and hit that bell notification. So remember the Colossus that was behind me right there? I sold that, or I'm trying to sell it when I'm filming this video, in anticipation of that diorama. Number 6, I guess I do have a little bit of more of a wonky one. This is being made by the same person who's making that Black Surfer. It's this yellow Daredevil. If you recall, 2 or 3 years ago, this was number 1 on the list. So that just tells you how scary it is. We just saw like one tiny tease picture of it being worked on in the last few months. It's like 3 years later, you see one tiny picture. So this may never come in. I'm very worried about it. But if it does, I take back all those words and I welcome it. Very excited to have a yellow Daredevil. That was his first costume. So I have a Shadowlands, I have a red one, and of course the yellow one next to a custom Kingpin, which, you know what? There's a Kingpin piece that should have been on this list. All right, we're going to throw this in. I don't know where this would fall in the countdown, but heaven forbid that yellow Daredevil doesn't come in. Then I'd replace it with this Kingpin vs. Spider-Man statue. Can't believe I forgot this one. This looks so amazing, and I have Kingpin statue. I have Spider-Man statue. This isn't going to go anywhere in my collection, but I had to get it just because it looks badass. And I've seen this being worked on. This will probably ship in Q1 2024, depending on the Chinese holiday. But very cool diorama. And I think everything on this list is quarter scale or 1/4 scale. That's the same scale as the statues behind me. Number 5 might be shipping before Chinese New Year. It's this custom Weapon X and tank. So when this was revealed initially, people were like, this can't be done. This is going to look stupid. But I've seen painted pictures. It looks absolutely amazing. I don't know where I'm going to put it.
That's what she said.
But I don't know if you, behind me, I have kind of this iteration of Wolverines. I don't have the light back on, but stages in his life, this would be the ultimate Weapon X. And I used to own a number of Weapon X statues. I sold in anticipation of this number 5 statue. Number 4 is one that's long awaited. This has been on the list for probably 3 years now, but it's a custom Atrocitus. Now, the nice thing about this, Commissioner has always been very upfront with us. He had to move factories, keeping us in good communication. I'm going to put this with the custom Sinestro that I have, and I might pick up Sideshow's recent Hal Jordan, but I'm not so sure. I love this. Atrocitus is one of the baddest villains in DC. He's a Red Lantern. I'll talk more about it when I get it in. Pumped to have him. Now, my final 3 are kind of interesting choices, weird choices, if you will, but I'm pretty excited about them. I think you're going to be really surprised by number 2. Before we dive into that top 3, throw down in the comments below, what are your most anticipated pieces for 2024? Now, if you're not getting anything and you're not a collector, surely you've seen some on this list, or maybe you've seen some in other mediums. Throw that down below. It doesn't have to be something you're getting. I love to read your comments. I love to interact with you. And let's start off with the year. Maybe that comment will be a winning comment for you to win a statue. As we try to grow this channel, we like to reward you guys for watching and subscribing. So because of that, every 5,000 milestone when it comes to subscribers, we give away a couple $1,000s worth of statues. We've actually given away over 20 statues. To win one was easy. First, you gotta be subscribed to the channel. You'll get bell notifications when videos drop. Each video that drops, you wanna make a comment on those videos. We pick a random video, we give away statues based on a comment. You can say whatever you want. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. All right, number 3, shouldn't be surprised. It was number 1 last year. Didn't come out. Should come out this year. I've seen the painted prototype on a video before. It's this Transformation Venom statue. So kind of inspired by XM Studios' Hulk transformation that I have. I don't know if I should put it next to that or with all my Venom pieces. I think it'll go with my Venom pieces, but never been done before. Super stoked to get this. Venom transforming into Eddie Brock. Awesome. Number 2 is new to the list this year, and I'm pretty sure it'll come out. I've already seen work in progress photos, but it's a blob statue. It's a badass blob statue. People haven't made a blob statue. I mean, you don't see them that often, and he's such a quintessential X-Men villain. Iron Studios had an amazing one. This is a quarter scale, but he's going to look great next to Pyro and a Toad that this same group is also making as well. Number 1 was pretty hard. Blob was number 1 for a while, but I usually let these lists marinate for about a month or so before I film. Number 1, I think, is the biggest. Biggest doesn't always mean better, but this one I paid in full. This one actually I paid a scammer, and a piece of shit scammer ran off with everyone's money, and then a very trusted commissioner took over the project. We haven't seen any work in progress, so hopefully it comes out in 2024, even though it's been a year or so at least. But it's this custom Magneto on throne, Sentinel throne. Looks absolutely amazing. Going to be one of the craziest pieces I've ever seen in my life. But this is my most anticipated. Again, this isn't a colored render, but absolutely cool. Made by one of the best sculptors out there. A few of them on this list are actually made by that sculptor. This is my #1 anticipated custom piece of 2024. I'm scared to death. The shipping will probably be $1,000, but we'll find out. So, one more countdown list coming up in 2 days. It's going to be the most anticipated items, experiences, moments of 2024, and there's some really cool ones, so make sure to stay tuned for that. In the meantime, are you sticking to your New Year's resolutions? I don't have any. Okay, I did, but I broke them all. How are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. I love doing this. This is really exciting. Gets me excited about these pieces coming in. Please, if you could be so kind, just hit that like button. It's free and easy. And again, try and enter to win a statue as well by leaving a comment. Talk to you soon. Take care.